Today I'd like to have a conversation with you about tone. And in our quest for tone, what I feel are two of the most overlooked factors are strings and picks. And, seriously, when's the last time you had a riveting conversation with your friends about strings and picks? And like never. We talk about cool guitars that we find and pickups and amps and pedals because, it's something we can really put our hands on and twist knobs and see lights and, those things are lots of fun. Talking about picks and strings, you're like, yeah, whatever, But, I often, when I'm explaining my views on tone, I always compare it to a great spaghetti sauce. It's not just the particular tomato that they use or, it's a combination of a bunch of little ingredients that come up to the whole that make it a great sauce. And I think that guitar tone is really no different. Guitar, amp, of course, some people, chords, and of course, strings and picks, play a huge part, but again, often overlooked. You're like, just give me a pick, man. I don't care. Just give me a pick. Strings, 9 gauge, 10, The thing is, like with strings, we'll go, like when I was doing the Motley Crue thing here, I was using these, because in Wrecking Crew, Motley Crue tunes down a whole step. And I needed a string that could maintain the tension tuned down a whole step. So I was using 11s. Not in that project anymore, so those can go that way. For my acoustic guitar, I like using these. These are super cool, And I got up on these. I never used them before. And then these come on Taylor guitars. They use Elixir strings from the factory. And when I was playing it, I thought, oh my God. I just loved the sound of the guitar right now, So I went on Taylor's website and I was like, what strings do you use? They come from the factory with these Elixir strings. These are awesome. I love them. So now I was at Motor City Guitar the other day, which is, as some of you may know, my favorite guitar store ever. And I found these. Dig these. D'Addario NYXL. Now, some people may say a string is a string is a string is a string, but I'm telling you, these are my favorite. I love these strings. They're awesome. And, I use, for like any of my shred guitars, bam, 9 gauge. For anything else like Strats, like that I need a bigger tone, I'm going to use 10s. 11s are just too much. if you're in standard tuning, it's, that's ridiculous. But the thing with strings is, if you take two guitars and you put one with 8s and ones with 10s, even 9s and 10s, but if you go 8s to 10s, you play the guitar with the 8s on it, and you're like, oh, this sounds really cool. It's really super easy, to play. And then you pick up the guitar with 10s on it, and it's really such a crazy difference, And for those of you that, are like, yeah, duh, I've been knowing this forever already, that awesome, but this is geared towards, people that really haven't tried to do that, Put a set of 10s on there, and you'll see a huge difference in your tone. A lot of times when I'm recording, I'll record with 10s because it does give you a really bigger sound, and it's something you don't really think anything of. You're like, guitar strings, man, whatever, just throw a set on there, give me some 9s, Another thing, a factor, is guitar picks. I'll set this down for a minute. All right, I'll scoot over here. Have some guitar picks lined up here. Now, again, how exciting is it to talk about guitar picks? Really not really. But if you take, say, just a regular guitar pick like that, which is a medium gauge, strum a few chords, and then say you pick up, I've used the jazz picks, you know, but if you take this one, super thin, you know, great for shredding, but you know, it does have a thinner tone than, say, this one, which is like super fat. And of course, shameless plug for my dudes in Halloween. Greatest heavy metal band to come out of the Motor City ever. All right, let's get back over here. Okay, now we're back. A little bit of coffee. It's still early in the morning here, man, in the Motor City. So anyway, again, just to clarify, I do not get paid by companies to, you know, push my opinion on you. I'm just saying, you know, look, explore different options. Look, take a handful of different picks. They're only like 20 cents, you know, a quarter, 30 cents, whatever they are. Get a handful of them and just try some different ones. Grab some different strings, heavier gauges, lighter gauges. You know, I think the cat from, didn't Malmsteen use 8s? I know the guy from ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons, I think he uses 8s. You know, he's got a great sound. You know, it's just exploring and finding what works for you. You know, it's outside of the pedals and the guitars and the amps and the more exciting stuff. Get to the boring stuff and it will definitely, you know, it's another avenue to explore in our never-ending quest for tone. So there you have it. As G.I. Joe would say, what the fuck did he say? Oh, that's one to grow on? No, and knowing is half the battle. There you go, man. Have a great weekend.